Every fan knows that the growing anticipation of Major League Baseball's free agent class becomes the sport's primary narrative practically as soon as the World Series is over. Who will be the next $200 to $300 million man? Which franchises are fully committing? This is the only video you need to watch to know about all the record-breaking deals signed within the last decade. Starting with Shohei Ohtani, Angels. The major subject of the winter was the chase of Ohtani, the Japanese two-way phenom who captivated the majors even before he made his big league debut. The Cubs, Dodgers, Giants, Mariners, Padres, and Rangers were the other finalists along with the Angels after each club made an argument for why it'd be the best match for the 23-year-old. Oh, to have people fighting over you like that. Many people were shocked when Ohtani chose the Angels over the nearby Dodgers, who just made it to the World Series, but in the end, Ohtani chose the Halos because of their family-like culture and comfort level, according to Billy Epler, the general manager of the Angels at the time. He recently signed a one-year deal with them for $30 million. Then came Marcus Semien for the Rangers. Semien won the bet he placed on himself. After a shortened 2020 season, the 31-year-old infielder agreed to a one-year contract with Toronto, and in the 162 games he played for the Blue Jays, he hit .265, .334, .538 with 45 home runs and 102 RBIs. The Californian capitalized on his impressive statistics by signing a 7-year, $175 million contract with the Texas Rangers after placing third in the AL MVP vote. Up next is Carlos Correa, signs with the Twins. This one's pretty recent too. The star shortstop decided to choose a shorter-term, higher annual average value option after a number of prospective suitors, including the Dodgers, Yankees, and other teams, made big moves that appeared to put them out of the running for a long-term contract with Correa. A 3-year, $105 million deal with opt-out clauses after the 2022 and 2023 seasons was the result. Correa chose to opt out of his contract after the 2022 season ended in order to sign with another team. Win-win for him. Following up, we can't miss Chris Bryant signing with the Rockies. Bryant, former Rookie of the Year and MVP with the Cubs, and the Rockies negotiated a 7-year, $182 million agreement that shocked the baseball world. Colorado had just finished in 4th place in the NL West 3 times in a row and had just dealt third baseman Nolan Arenado to the Cardinals in 2021. In addition, the Red Sox were about to sign star free agent shortstop Trevor Story. Bryant's first season with the Rockies, which saw the team finish last in the division, was unfortunately restricted by injury to just 42 games. Now for David Price, Boston Red Sox. With the Tampa Bay Rays, David Price experienced a quick rise after playing his first complete season in 2009. He was second in the 2010 Cy Young voting before winning the American League Award in 2012. Price established himself as one of the top pitchers in the league over a half-decade, while also bouncing around to the Detroit Tigers and Toronto Blue Jays in deadline trades. His outstanding performance led to a 7-year contract to play with the Boston Red Sox in 2016 for $217 million. Sadly, despite his amazing performance in the 2018 World Series, the much-deserved transaction didn't go well. Injury issues clouded a dismal 4-year stay in Boston, which swallowed a portion of his salary in a historic 2020 trade that sent Mookie Betts to the Los Angeles Dodgers. Before announcing his retirement in 2022, Price concluded his career admirably as a reliable reliever for the Dodgers, recording a 2.45 ERA over 40 1/3 innings. But it's clear that the Sox expected better output when they gave Price a $31 million average yearly compensation. Next up is Robinson Cano, Seattle Mariners. A decade-long contract for $240 million? Sounds good to us. Robinson Cano was an incredibly impressive high-average hitter for almost 10 years. In 9 seasons with the New York Yankees, he batted .309. Cano traded the recognizable pinstripes for the Pacific Northwest as a free agent before the 2014 season. He had a few outstanding seasons, making the All-Star team in 3 of his first 4 seasons, but also served an 80-game suspension in 2018 for breaking the performance-enhancing substance regulations. That essentially signaled the beginning of Cano's downfall. His contract was transferred from Seattle to the New York Mets, where he rebounded from an underwhelming 2019 with a strong 2020 before serving a 162-game suspension for yet another PED infraction. Cano most recently changed teams in 2022, playing for the Mets, Atlanta Braves, and San Diego Padres. Now for Anthony Rendon, Los Angeles Angels. This guy signed for 7 years at a staggering contract of $245 million. For Anthony Rendon, Rendon's record-breaking contract, it would be inaccurate to claim that at the time he didn't appear deserving of a high pay. The Los Angeles Angels spent over $250 million on Rendon in order to improve the Mike Trout-led lineup. The superstar addition has so far disappointed us, not gonna lie. In the pandemic-shortened 2020 season, Rendon had a respectable debut, but injuries cost him more than 100 games in both 2021 and 2022. He has a .252, .359, .420 slash line over 157 games. Both Los Angeles and Rendon are looking for a comeback in 2023 when he will be 33 years old. Coming up is Manny Machado, San Diego Padres. You might remember his 10-year contract at $300 million. In 7 seasons with the Baltimore Orioles, Manny Machado lived up to his reputation as a great prospect. He won 2 Gold Gloves and was a 4-time All-Star. The O's, however, simply didn't win enough games. At the 2018 trade deadline, Baltimore dealt him to the Dodgers as his contract was about to expire. That year, Machado advanced to the World Series, but Los Angeles fell to the Red Sox. Machado went south to the San Diego Padres, even though he remained in the NL West. He signed the richest contract in MLB history, worth $300 million, even though Bryce Harper one-upped him later. But both parties agree that the deal has been so far so good. His 10-year contract still carries a long-term risk, but in 162 games over 4 seasons in San Diego, Machado has averaged 32 doubles, 34 home runs, and 106 RBIs while slashing .280, .352, .504 overall. Moving on to Garrett Cole, New York Yankees. His free agent contract was signed at $324 million for 9 years. Garrett Cole earned his record-breaking contract after spending 5 years with the Pittsburgh Pirates and 2 years with the Houston Astros, making him the highest-paid pitcher in MLB history. Despite not placing in the top 5 in the vote 3 times during those 7 seasons, Cole became a strikeout machine for Houston. He struck out 326 hitters in 2019, which is more than anyone else in the modern era outside Sandy Koufax, Bob Feller, Nolan Ryan, and Randy Johnson combined. The Yankees then arrived just in time for 2020. In the shorter year, Cole finished with a 7-3 record and a 2.84 ERA. In June 2021, he was chosen to represent the sticky stuff crackdown, fair or not. He recovered from a late-season downturn, though, by having a strong 2022 season. Next up is Corey Seager, Texas Rangers. A whole of 10 years for $320 million. Fair deal? With a scorching September in 2015 and the NL Rookie of the Year triumph in 2016, Corey Seager made his MLB debut. In the season's MVP voting, he came in 3rd place as well. His 7 years with the Dodgers were marred by a few injuries, but he still rose to become one of the league's best shortstop batters. In Los Angeles, Seager hit .297, .367, .504, setting a new league record with 44 doubles in 2019. He also took home 2 Silver Slugger awards. Seager's time in Los Angeles was certainly coming to an end after the organization traded for Trey Turner, and he quickly joined the Texas Rangers before the MLB lockout prior to 2022. Although it's too soon to evaluate the contract, Seager's slash line in his Texas debut dropped to .245, .317, .455. He's hit a career-high 33 home runs and 83 runs batted in, don't forget. Finally, for Bryce Harper, Philadelphia Phillies. This is one for the books, probably the largest MLB free agent contract of the last decade, at $330 million for a total of 13 years. But the baseball gods had a harsh surprise in store for Bryce Harper after the Philadelphia Phillies signed him to this massive contract. After progressing through the Nationals farm system, Harper, then 19 years old, joined the team in 2012 and started to climb. Washington won 4 NL East championships in 6 seasons, but they were never able to avoid the NL Division Series. Harper received 6 All-Star selections, a Rookie of the Year award, an MVP award, a Silver Slugger award, and no playoff series victories. Harper left the Nationals for division rival Philadelphia prior to the 2019 season. Immediately after, Washington won a World Series without him. He'd found some relief 3 years later, as the spectacular 2022 season was followed by a second MVP and Silver Slugger award in 2021. That's a wrap for this video. What's been your favorite free agent signing from the last decade? Let us know in the comments below. As always, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.